Hey everybody, what's up? Let's see, I got Johnny Molly 89. What's up, big guy? And no, I don't have the canoe, whatever it is. We're going here in Texas. We're going from 30 degrees to 70 degrees to 80 degrees. It's everywhere right now. Oh. Long time no see yourself, my man. Johnny? Have you watched this before, or do I know you, man? Those, I see Johnny Molly 89. The Rare Breed. What's up? Ready for the giveaway? Greetings from South Texas. Yes, sir. Got another Texan in the house. Let's see who all comes in and joins us in with it, you know? Here's what I'm thinking. Why don't we just make this bad boy here? This was going to be a actual signature series. And I'll explain this when we get a couple of people on here. Oh, fencing. Duh. For those that don't know it, I have another fantastic family. And we are called fencers. And some of the greatest people on the planet. So, big shout out to my fencing group. I talked to Don Anthony, president of the USFA, yesterday. And it's killing him right now being out having national events. Okay, we got the Rare Breed. We got Johnny. Somebody go on Facebook and make a comment in that group saying we're on live now. So that way I don't have to keep going back. One of the things that I've noticed is that everybody in the world is on their internet right now. And if it buffers, I apologize. But everybody's on it right now. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that I can see your questions here. Hey Janet, how you doing? I'm glad the ladies are joining us. But anyway, from what I'm telling you right this second, there's usually about a 10-second delay. It's kind of like watching ABC, CBS, NBC. There's like a, 3 or 4 second delay. On YouTube, there's like a 10 seconds. So, I'm telling you this so that you know it up front. And let's see, we got Craig McDonald. Hey everyone, how you doing, Craig? The Rare Breed, we got them. All right, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update. This is the actual brush that we're probably going to give away. This was originally set up for me to be a signature series type one. This is Maple Burl here. And then what I've done is I've used a very special mixture of several different colors of blue. And that gives me this sky color. Now, within this sky color, I have all of this live burl that's inside of this. It looks like mountains. It looks like something from off planet. And then mixed in with it is what is known as interference. Now, what that interference does is it is shades of blue, purple, red, and it's going to have swirls in it to look like there's like a blue snowstorm that's actually going on inside of it. So when you see this, when it's done, I'll have it up here on the camera and you're going to be able to see it. But this is going to be a barn burner here. Okay, the blank looks money. Okay, Tom, amazing blank. What kind of lathe are you using? Tom, I only use Laguna. That's it. And the reason for it is, and there's a funny story, the guy literally came over to me one day. Let's say it's right here. He comes over and he turns this thing up to like 3,000 RPMs. He takes a nickel and he stands it up right here, going 3,000 RPMs, and that nickel stands straight up. That's the reason why I use Laguna. Beautiful shades of blue. Looks like a crystal. Actually, I'm Mr. Crockett. I'm trying to go for a very off-world sky color with an interference that's built into it. Okay. There's also a note. I keep a compressor next to me. So occasionally you're going to hear that compressor kick on. So when you do, just know that I'm doing that so that I can keep my area clean, because you're going to see a lot of stuff flying around. I do have people that ask me all the time, Gary, do you wear your safety stuff? Yes. I've got my safety jacket on right now. Here's my safety glasses. They are prescription. I cheat. And then I keep my dust mask so that way I can do it. Yes, I'm in shorts because it's 85 degrees in here right now. Okay, I'm going to get this little bad boy started. Whenever I'm done with this particular feed, if you go down into the show more comments, that's usually on this side, I list all the tools that I use. I list every single thing that I use on this while you're watching me make it, all the way down to the little collets that are inside of this. So that way that if you ever wanted to see, hey, I want to get some of that sanding stuff that goes up to 12,000 grit. Okay, you can do it. I've got it listed. The only thing that I don't do is there's a lot of secretive proprietary stuff that I use to get to this blank that I don't show. You can imagine why. But yeah, I'm going to be turning this thing starting off at around 1,200 RPMs. And then I'm going to kick it up to about 3,100 RPMs. And then I'm going to be shaping this at about 3,100 RPMs. And then when we're done shaping it, I'm going to turn it down to about 200. Okay, so right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 folks on this. Cool. All right. Guys, y'all ready to get busy on this thing? All right, you guys are ready. When you take these corners off right here, they're sharp. Well, I still don't have them all off. Okay, I got them off now. Okay.
instead of blue and brown. Yes, this plastic so thin. Maybe if you bunched them up and they have a slightly good kick.
Let's see. Let me answer some of these real quick. What is the brand of epoxy color additives? That's part of that proprietary stuff. The resin I use is Alumilite. And right now, with it being as cool as it's been, I use the Fast Set. Let's see. Are those chips white instead of blue and brown? Okay, the wood side is producing wood chips. This is producing the white chips, and the white chips is only because of the amount of speed that I'm turning it at, and it's coming off as white, but they're blue when they're done. Maybe you could bunch them up that have a slightly bluish hue. They're gonna be white. And they're gone. Okay, yeah. And they're gone. Okay, this is where I still got work to do here and here. Okay, we got this almost completely round. I still got a little area right in here in this wood. Okay. Guys, I want to take this down about another 2 millimeters. Sweet. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see. Yes, the plastic is so thin, maybe burnished, and fascinating to watch. I've been satisfied with just watching pressure waiting. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this compressor to go down. Okay, right now, all we've basically done is get this round. We're working in a round sphere, and what I'm doing now is I'm about to start doing the artwork on it, and that is the shaping on it. And so what I'm gonna do is so that you can kind of see this, I want to create on this particular brush so that I can maximize everything. I want to create a bulb here to give it a lip, and then bring a cove here, and then I'm going to cut this off about right here. I want as maximum amount of sky on this as I possibly can. So I'm going to have a big bulb here. I want an overhang lip on this. I want a cove so that you have some place for your thumb, and then you're going to have a large bulb here on the back for your handle. And then on the back of this, you're going to have a thumbprint right here. That way your thumb will be here. That way when you take your knot or your brush and you set it on top of something, it's going to be level. So you're going to have a thumbprint, you're going to have a bulb here, you have a cove here, and actually I call it a bloom. It kind of looks like a blooming onion, but it's going to be a bulb here. Now I could do one that, just a little bit out and then straight up, with a little bit of curve, but I like this ball bottom. Everybody agree with that? And don't forget, whatever I'm saying to you right now, we're on a 10-second delay. All right. Well, the finished product is going to take about an hour, so make sure you know that. Okay, let's get ready to do some artwork. What do you say? I've got a beautiful bulb extraction right here, and it's going to have all of these interference clouds that are inside of it. I've got some work to do on this, but I'll come back to it. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing cut off to a point where I can work on the back end as well. All right, let me look at some of the questions real quick. Let's see. I'd buy a chess piece with this. Thank you. Johnny, same. Sledhead, wow, so cool. The rare breed, amazing. You can zoom in any more on the finer detail if you've done that already. Yeah, I can. You can really see the cloud effect now. Nice. Okay, yeah, you want to see a little bit closer up? Okay. How's that? Right now, as you're seeing, it's scanned it up, scuffed up, but this is pretty much the opening here. It's got a large bulb here, and I got to go looking for some stuff here in just a minute as soon as I get this done. But yeah, very, very nice. Perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but it's... All right, let me decloak real quick. The general shaping on it is kind of done. There's a couple of things I got to fix. What I'm doing now is I'm looking for imperfections. Now, you can probably see this right here. There's like a little micro crack right here. I'm going to go looking for holes. See, like here, here, here. I'm looking for that so that way when you're using it, you will not have any problems. So now, this is called super glue. It's a very specialized stick fast for wood. This is called activator. This activates the super glue in a very, very fast way. I'm just looking for any small micro dot, something or another. Anything that possibly could come across as an imperfection or a gap, I don't want it there. So even when I shoot this activator on it, doesn't that color just look beautiful now? That's the way it's going to end up. That will be the final coloring on it. Okay, let's get that super glue off that's excess now. Let's get it off. There's something on this lip right here that I don't like, so I'm going to fix it real quick. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Let's check these out. They're sealed perfectly. Perfect. Okay, we're ready to cut this thing off. Y'all ready to get it cut off? Because then we got a bunch of sanding to do. All right, that is all that's left on that back end. All right, so let's do the finger hole on the back end of it. And for this, we have got to be perfectly centered. You see that little nub right there? You don't have that thing perfect, and you will always have it there. It has to be perfectly centered, and it is. Perfect. So now that we've changed the angle there, now we need to change the angle right here. And now, here. And by George, I want to say we got it done. All right, let me read some of these. Why not sand on the... I am going to sand it on the machine. I never knew how much work went into one of these. Well, okay. Mr. Crockett, you got to know that there are companies out there that make these on a mold machine that just knock them out just left and right. There are some guys that just turn them and they're done. I use about 12 to 15 extra steps on mine that you normally don't find. So, yeah. Let's see. Why not sand on the machine? Johnny Molly, I do sand on the machine. We're going to here in just a minute. It's so interesting watching one get made. Cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Johnny Molly. Oh, he is. Rare breed. Believe he is. Yes, I am going to be sanding on the machine. Right now, it's set up for turning mode. That is shaping mode. So what I'm going to do is come over here to the gears, and I'm going to take it out of fourth gear, and I'm going to put it back into first gear. That way, now, can you tell the difference in the speeds? All right. Cool little rubber mat to keep my... Stole this from one of the grandkids. He's grown up now. Keep the moisture off of my bed. Yep. This is my sanding pot. And this is some of my pre-sanding pot sanders. This kind of paper is called Abranet. This kind of sandpaper is called Abranet, okay? It is probably one of the most expensive sandpapers on the planet, but it is definitely worth it. I'm starting out, I have a 220 here. I'm starting out with 320 because this is already sanded out pretty well when I was shaping it. And I don't see that many really high-ended gouges that I'm going to have to fix, so I can start out with 320 in that scenario. Okay, that I'm going to have to go to 220 with. Back to 320. I'm looking for any lines that may not have worked out correctly. Now, just so you guys can see, I intentionally made this one to be what I call a big boy. Even though it's just a 26 millimeter, I made this to be a big boy. I'm going to give you another brush to give you as a reference. Just so you guys can see the difference in these, this is a 26 millimeter, this is a 26 millimeter. Can you see the difference in the size between the two? Yeah, there's a pretty big difference. Now, I made this one to be this size. Again, I set this one up originally to be one of my signature series brushes, okay? Okay, so now let's go to 400. Well, I was going to go to 400. Okay, now at 400 grit, what I'm going to do is I've got to go looking for any scratch marks. Like in these little coves right here, you're always going to find a bunch of them. And you got to find every single one of them. Because if you don't, You will never notice it until you're all throughout all your sanding, and it's like, where did that come from? So what I've done is I've already sanded it this way, and now I'm sanding them out this way. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, y'all remind me to sand that. Like you're going to. I normally have people here with me, but due to this virus stuff, you know, I want to make sure that they're taking care of their own people. So right now, it's just me. Hey, since I've got a pretty good group here tonight, you guys be telling me, what do y'all want the rules to be on this giveaway? This is the brush we're going to do it on. So why don't you guys talk amongst each other? I'll read it here in just a second. How do y'all want to set it up? And the first guy that says everybody gets one, God loves him. Yeah, there's a lot of sanding to these things. But, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. One of the reasons why I do a lot of this is because a lot of people sometimes they see a shaving brush and they think, oh, you know, it's 40 bucks. Cool. Well, you got about an 80% chance that's going to be a molded one from, you know, an Asian country. These are not that way. I don't do them. I don't deal with them. Yeah, I could go out and spend $6,000, buy a mold machine, you know. Could go out and buy me a molding machine and just, I could knock them out 6 or 7 an hour. But that would be cheating. Also, let's see. Big boy indeed, great size, hefty. You named, your name must be Tom English. If you guys are still watching this, I mentioned on Facebook a little bit ago, there's a scratch. I'm talking to a company right now about shaving soap for Mojo. He'll be under the, we'll call it Mojo soap, you know. But you guys kind of give me some ideas on what kind of scents, smells you want to see. That way, I mean, these people are talking to me, and I stand in front of God and admit it. It's above my pay grade. I mean, they're talking about, well, we want to add this, this, and this, and this color, and this number, and I'm going, huh? So I said, you know, I got a great group of guys that are on my Facebook page. I'll ask them. They'll tell me what they want. But I am, you know, they've kind of told me, they said, Gary, there's the cheap stuff, there's the bar soap stuff, there's the cheap stuff, there's an intermediate, and then there's the oh my God, you know, the high-end stuff. Well, I'm going for the high-end stuff. I want the good stuff. I don't want to deal with that cheap junk. And it's not cheap, but at the same time, you know, I'd rather have good stuff that's a given. I'd much rather have, you know, good shaving soap. And I told her what I wanted it to do. You know, I wanted it to have a lot of light, rattling a bunch of stuff off to me. So I said, you know, hold on a minute. I'm going to find out from the guys what kind of scents they want. Because most of my stuff is very musky, leather, you know, it's a guy smell. And, you know, the girls that I date, they all tell me it smells good. And I say, okay. Okay, I see a scratch right there. Remember me telling you we're going to find a ton in this area? Well, we do. Okay, y'all want to see what this is going to look like? Pipe tobacco, okay? Hadn't thought of that one, but okay. Just tobacco. A nice pipe tobacco. Yeah, a nice pipe tobacco, okay. Well, I gotta find 5 cents. So now we got tobacco. Okay, just so you know, we have 3 different levels of sanding. We have Abernet, and then we have this type of wet sanding, and then we go to the micro stuff. This is the micro stuff. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking this down to a 600 grit here. And the reason I'm taking it down to a 600 grit is so that I can apply a sanding sealer on the product, mainly on the wood. But yeah. This right now is sanded down to where we want it. And I'm using an alcohol base here to clean all of the junk off of it. So that we can apply this to it. This is called sanding sealer. Looks very nice. Okay, cedar and eucalyptus. Okay. See, I never would have thought of that. Never. Okay. Okay, guys, I see an issue on this and I want it fixed. So forgive me up front. Okay, I don't like them. I don't like them. And I know I don't like them. Okay. So now, let's get some sealer on that wood. Okay, what I'm putting on here is called sanding sealer. And what it does is it microscopically goes down inside the wood and seals it for some very high-end polish type sanding. That's pretty deep crevice, so I'm gonna cheat here. Beautiful. All right. So let's go to 800. I'm gonna have to look up here in a minute and see if you guys got any questions. I don't want you to feel ignored. Okay, well that's drying. Let me come over here just for a second. Cedar and eucalyptus, yeah, we figured that one. Thank you, Tom. Sled head looks very nice. Thank you, sir. Johnny Molly, Palo Alto, if you want something stronger. Okay. Bay Rum. Cool. Bay Rum. I hadn't thought of that one. Sledhead. Cool. You like Bay Rum. Rare Breed 956. Sandalwood is a great scent. Rare Breed, I think you and I are kind of on the same page. I like that dark, musky stuff, you know. Some people don't exactly like that. I do. I take care of this sandpaper. These 4 pieces right here, about $21 for those 4 pieces. So yes, I definitely take care of them. Okay, let's look and see if we have any. And yes, we do. So let me get my 600 back out. Right here in the very dead center, I need to sand that out. That way when you're looking down on it, into it, it's perfect. You don't see a bunch of scratch marks or okay, so now let's go to 800. Now let's go to 1,000. Okay. Now for you guys that are in this for the long haul, let me tell you where I'm at. I've got it shaped, I've got it sealed, and I've got it partially sanded. I'm now going to go to the micro mesh, which is the super duper fine pads. They go up from 1,500 grit up to 12,000 grit. Then from there, I am going to use a special polish that's going to polish it, and then from there I'm going to pull out the buffing wheel, and we're going to 1,500 RPM. We are going to high buff this thing to where it's absolutely like glass. So I'm letting you know what to expect. Cool. All right, so now we're at 1,500 grit. Okay, I'm thinking you guys can see this. But yeah, I got people all the time that tell me, no, I sand this stuff up to 600 grit. I'm going, I'm not even close at 600. This is the roughest one out of this group, and it's 1,500 grit. All right, so now let's go to 1,800 grit. You guys don't know, but I got a piece of cheat sheet over here. The main purpose of this is not the wood, but it's the acrylic. It's the resin. But I'd rather go ahead and just get it all while I'm here. Alright, now we're at 2400 grit. I hear an ambulance outside. Somebody's not having a good day. Has anybody got any friends that's been affected with this virus stuff? I use the 3M professional grade. Personally, holds up plenty well. Same here. Wow, pricey sandpaper. Yeah, that Abranet is not cheap. But when you're dealing with this stuff here, you know, just good old-fashioned everyday sheets of sandpaper, they tear this up. Well, here's some 4000. A couple of things that I'm trying to do right now is I got plenty of product on my website. I'm trying to build up my Facebook stuff. Everybody keeps telling me I need to use Instagram. I just don't understand Instagram. I don't get it. My web guys built it for me, but I don't get it. You know, I said, where's the login on it? He said, well, you don't do it on your computer. What do you mean you don't do it on your computer? Well, Instagram's not Facebook, Gary. But yeah. So, also, do me a favor. If you ever want to see some of these, come over here to that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button and that bell. That way that you get notified when I come over here and do these things. A lot of people get them. And, you know, 80% of my time is made in developing the wood, stabilizing it, coloring it, dyeing it, getting correct mixtures and colorizations for the resin. And then you're seeing it from that point. That's what you see right now. You don't see the 8 hours it took to get to this point. And then I turn around, put these online. Now, if you haven't noticed, I've used that word signature series a lot, and I'll explain it. A signature series means I've spent an enormous amount of time on forming the blanks, that blank. And then I know that it's going to be a one-of-one unique brush handle. And if you ever go to my website and look at them, and you'll see the ones that say signature series, and you look at them and you go, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's what those are. All right, guys, 12,000 grit here. This is really not a sander. This is more of a polisher. Once you leave 4,000 grit, you really don't have that much abrasive on your sandings at all. But this It's kind of like using wax paper to hone, to polish. Do we have any other brush makers that are on this right now? I usually get one or two, and they have some really cool questions. Looks like a chunk of ice. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? That's the reason why I want it to look like a sky. You would be correct. Now, what I'm using on this is denatured alcohol. That really gets it clean. Okay, can you guys see this? You see all that interference right here? Okay, interference, and then it gives another cloud right here, another cloud that's real close to the bottom, another big cloud here. So any way you turn this, you've got interference clouds that are going through it. So now when I look at it from here, you got clouds all the way inside of it. And when I set this interference up, I used a combination of purple, blue, red, and silver in the interference. And that gives it a really strong off-world appearance. Okay, we've gone down to 12,000 grit on the polishers, and what we're doing now is, this is, if you go to, I don't know, your auto parts place, this is good old Mother's mag and aluminum polish. This stuff right here takes you to a 25,000 grit. And then I also use another metal polish. This is from Blue Magic Metal Polish, and it is a 28,000 grit. And I take that so that I can do some final polishing on this. Okay, let's see. Beautiful. What a good looking handle. Thank you, Mr. English. Tom English looks like a chunk of ice. Yes, it's actually made to be look like sky. Tom English, I'd like to start brush making, wouldn't even know where to start. Tom, get your big boy checkbook, and it's to start out with, to do it the right way, you're looking at around US dollars about 30,000, and British pound sterling, that's probably right at about 26,000. John, awesome, that's looking so good. Thank you, sir. Sledhead, I have nowhere to put a lathe. Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate. I have a monster size shop here, okay? Like monster size. And I'm very fortunate. How about if I get this piece of shaving that's going in my eyes? I am very fortunate. I have a monster size shop, and right here, this area that I'm in is basically for shaving brushes. I also do leather work, and that's on the other side of the shop. And then there's another piece to it that's an actual wood shop. So I've got all the wood stuff covered, and the brush making and the leather work. I've got all that pretty well covered. Because realistically, I'm retired. But I can never sit still for anything. Okay, we're up to 28,000 grit now. Does everybody approve the shape? Look at this burl. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Let me come over here and look at the camera. That burl right in here is outstanding. And it goes all the way up into this here, all the way across it. And then up in here, you have more tiger stripes up in here. This is your live edge here. And then with this opening, you can see all of those beautiful mountain burls that are just blasting through up in here, that are coming up into the sky. Yes. Okay. Everybody approves. The only thing I would think about making is a soap and aftershave. You know, Sledhead, I thought about that, and the one thing that I use every single day that nobody sells, and that is an aftershave balm, B-A-L-M, and I use it, and I thought about that. Craig McDonald, you're saying yes, so the shape is perfect for you. Mr. Crockett, bro, this is so nice. The edge shape is cool. Thank you, sir. I love that the wood and acrylic combo. Great. Wood, let's see. Sledhead, that would be nice. Cool. All right. I got to take this collet out because we're about to get into some high-speed polishing. Okay. Okay, can you guys see that okay? Yeah. I thought that was a scratch and it's interference that's in here. Okay. I get my head in the way, I'll jump back. Okay, I see a little one right there. What I'm doing is I'm darkening these accents around here at the base so that they all kind of match. Okay, there's a couple of things that I still need to do with this. I always, this little ridge that's right here, I always go in here with a special formula and I seal this because when a guy's using this thing, water comes down here and it always catches in that lip. And if you're not careful in that little ridge, you're going to... I want you guys to kind of see what I'm seeing. And that way you have a very good understanding. Let me bring this thing up here from the top side. That way you got a really good idea of looking down into it from the top side. And then when you start tilting it here, do you see those little mountain peaks right in here? And those mountain peaks have that interference. Now that's not dust or dirt. That's the interference that's reflecting off of the light. But that's just like snow that's inside of there that's purple and blue and red. But check out that burl. That burl is just gorgeous. That is some gorgeous burl that's on this wood. Okay. You guys now, oh, I found this. Let me see if I can show this up here in the light. That cloud of interference right here is just gorgeous. I'm trying to position this in a way that you guys will be able to see it like I am. This interference cloud right here, it looks like a mark that's on the acrylic. It's not. It's the actual interference that's in it. Okay. Now, you guys have kind of gotten a better idea on pretty much how one of these are made. Like I was telling you on the Facebook deal, I was going to take you from the blank all the way to the finished product, and that's kind of what I've done. So let's set this up here for the giveaway. So now, did anybody come up with some ideas or ways that we could figure out how to give it away fairly? Or do y'all just want me to select somebody? I mean, I can throw a dart just like anybody else. But for anybody that's done it, what I'm going to do is I'll go on Facebook tomorrow, and I'm going to do a live feed video. And basically what the live feed is going to say is you know, if you want to be entered into a contest for a brush giveaway, I don't know. What do y'all want to do? Put on there, click yes. Do y'all want to say we want to do X, Y, Z? Or do you just want me to select somebody? I mean, I can do it either way. I'm going to sit here and wait for you guys to answer me. I can see the cloud. Yes, Mr. Sledhead, you can. Okay, Tom, you're saying it's my choice. Well, yeah, but, you know, a guy that's coming from a marketing background, if I get you guys involved, I know that I'm going to have the best result. You know what I mean? Okay. All right, let's see. John, you still with us? Let's see. The Rare Breed 956, you still there? What do you guys think? You think that we ought to figure out a way to give it away? Tom says, yeah, I pick me. You can give everyone a number and do a random number generator. You know, Slater, that's a pretty good idea. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is now, let me think about this one for a minute, Sledhead. So basically anybody that's gone onto the Facebook page and said, yes, I want to be entered into the giveaway. So all you guys that have done that, I can write your names down, assign you to a number, and go from there. So now, in my marketing brain, that kind of tells me, but Gary, why would I go out there and get more people to come here if it's going to hurt my chances of winning? Let me think. Random numbers, fine. Okay. DW was just typing same as Sledhead. Okay. All right. Number generator it is then. We good? We're all happy? Number generator? That way everybody's on it. So now, the way I'm going to set this up is, if you choose, I mean, if you're the winner of this, you'll be able to pick any synthetic knot that you want, or you can tell me, hey, Gary, I've already got a knot. So if you've got a super N, super high density, this is a 26 millimeter. Is it a 26? Let me look. Yeah, this is a 26 millimeter. If you've already got a knot, fantastic. I'll ship it to you without a knot. If you don't have a knot, I'll be glad to put a synthetic on it for you. So I have high-end knots, yes, here, yes. But, I mean, my cost on some of those, you know, silver tips and super high densities and stuff like that, with shipping, they can be up to $50. And I'm trying to, you know, I've got $100 and something invested in this. So I'm trying to stay away from that. Okay, guys, does anybody have any other questions for me? Yeah, Sledhead, I agree with you. That's got to be the most fair way to do it. So what I'm trying to do is get as many people to come to the Facebook and say, yes, I want to be entered. And I also want to everybody to realize I am going to start doing shaving soaps. And the more input that I get from that, fantastic. Some of the names that I've come up with so far, I've worked with the soap person, and one of them is called Juju. One of them is going to be called Spellcaster. Y'all think of some other names for me. If you don't know what the word mojo means, Google it, M-O-J-O, and you're going to be surprised what you see. But yeah. All right, any more questions? That seems to be the most favorite. I think we've got them all covered. Let's see. Thanks for doing this. You are absolutely welcome. It is my honor to do it, Tom. And I do this about once a week. And a lot of people that, you know, they're learning how to make these, or they want more information on how to make them, they come on there. Oddly enough, I've had a bunch of women that have come on too. And women, this is something that we need to think about. You know, women are starting getting into wet shaving too. And in my humble opinion, you know it's a guy thing, but we need to figure out how to accept them, because I'm going to tell you, they got about 75% more real estate to shave than we do. You know what I'm saying? And the more we get into our groups, the more it's going to be merrier. So the women, I'm telling you, man, that is going to be the growing thing in the next year or two. So ladies, we accept and love you. Okay. Do samples of your soap. Craig, what I've thought about is doing samples. But what it involves is those little sample tubs that they make, or the packaging for it. I'm spending just as much for that little one as I do for a 7 ounce or an 8 ounce. And yes, I don't have as much material in it as the soap, but the packaging is almost identical. In my humble opinion, I think that I would probably rather just give one of those big tubs away, you know, than deal with those little small ones. But yeah, those little tiny ones cost just almost, I mean, we're talking about a difference in $1 a piece between the sample and the real deal, you know. So yeah, they want a small fortune for them. Because they got to make them. They got to make a batch, and then once they make a batch, then they got to pour it into something, and then let it set, and then label it, and then from labeling it, ship it, and that kind of stuff. All right, let's see. My wife has her own razors and brushes. Craig, good for you, Craig. Yes, we got to accept the ladies in. All right, guys, it's been fun. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut my lathe down. I've got 4 more blanks behind me that I do need to turn. Let me just grab something real quick. Yeah, here's a couple of them that I've turned in the last couple of days. You saw this one. This is the one that I was trying to show you. That was, you know, see the difference in the size between these two? Yeah. This is one of my standard size brushes. This is a 26 millimeter. This is a 26 millimeter. But you can see the difference in the size. This is a signature series. This is not. You can see this one. This is a 2-side top hat. Turquoise top hat with a crystal blue on the back. Here. And then it's crystal clear purple on the end. Yeah, this is just to kind of give you an idea. Here's one that I worked on the other day. It's an odd combination. It's a maple burl on this end, and it's all copper on the top end. So for all those copper fans, that's all copper, and this is all maple. So, all right, guys, I want to say thank y'all. I appreciate everything. And if you've got any other questions, absolutely. My wife, okay, Danny Steele, yes, definitely. Very nice. Thanks for sharing the process with us. I appreciate it. No, you can find me at Gary@mojohandcrafts.com for an email. You can find me at mojohandcrafts.com for my website. Most of you guys already know my Facebook, my Twitter, and you're on the YouTube channel. So I can pretty well be found. So I'm not married. I don't have any restrictions. I'm retired. I stay here at the house right now because I'm so restricted and I'm so bored. But guys, I thank y'all. Let me know if I can help.